Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and it just gets better and better. There's always something exciting happening, and lately the news that is coming out in terms of XRP seems to be ramping up, and I think it could be because obviously the case is on its way out, and so I've just noticed a pickup in more and more news coming out, more things being considered, and this is another one today. So we had this launched a couple of hours ago. So Ripple is being considered for trade finance by larger organizations. So the Ripple's transaction protocol is being considered for trade finance according to international federations of accountants. So it seems that the end is near for the lawsuit, and so all this positive news is starting to come out of the woodworks. And for me, it's a very, very clever sign, and a sign of things to come. And as I've mentioned in yesterday's video about the confidence and what is brewing, and I do truly believe that we are, if it's not 5 days, it's 10 days or 14 days, but I can see the end coming very soon for the case against the SEC versus Ripple. And I told you that there are two things that I look forward to in 2021. One, going on Google, looking up XRP versus SEC and seeing that the case is settled or won. And the other one is a $10 XRP in 2021. And I think I'm going to get both of them this year, which is going to be super, 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 super exciting. Now, building a more sustainable, scalable, and accessible future for NFTs with the XRPL. So XRP has invited developers to provide feedback and propose enhance the NFT support on the XRP ledger. So the XRP crew, the XRP X team have come out saying, how can we make this better? How do we make NFTs mass adoption, not just in the art world, because obviously you heard about XRP, you heard about NFTs in the art sense, but there's going to be a lot more coming with NFT technology that is beyond art, which is beyond sport and cards and collectibles and all that. It's going to become a very, very big part of the future. Now, I do believe that there is a head and shoulders happening right now from a price chart point of view. So I think we will hit 120, come back down, and then go again. So we might hit $1 again and then push up. I do like this article. I do like the way that this has been drawn up, and I think that could be a very possible scenario, and that 120 will act as a big support. The other thing is a call out to all developers. So the team at the XRPL Grants Program is open again. There's open source projects that advance the growing community around the XRPL. Now, notice how I'm emphasizing the letter L, because it's the XRPL Grants Program. Now, if you're sitting here going, well, what's the XRPL? You're clearly not doing enough research when it comes to what you're actually invested in. So I do highly encourage you to look up the difference between XRP and XRPL. And of course, huge opportunity for developers who are looking to launch. And I love the fact that organizations like XRP, like Zilliga, they launch these programs, these grant programs to get projects off the ground, and ultimately mass adoption and the future of these blockchains is on developments. So very, very cool. If you click on the link, it'll bring you up to this page. It says come build on the XRP ledger. You can apply now. Apply for a developer grant to fund your next XRP ledger project. It tells you all about it. Like it's an open source. These are the technologies that are available on it. First round of applications are now open, and that is what they're looking for. And then you go through the steps. So first step is create an initial prototype. Finalists are chosen, and then accepted projects are notified. And then grantees receiving funding are matched with mentors. And then it's a 3 to 4 months. Final interviews are conducted to see who was successful or not. And the deadline is June 9. So the deadline apply for round 1 of the grants program is June 9. So literally around the corner. And they do want you to have a business plan around it. I really like the colors, by the way. I think they've done a fantastic job on this particular website with how it works. And I think it's super, super exciting. So if you have ever wanted to build a blockchain idea, apply. You never know. Your project might get accepted. Now, ranked number 38 in this year's CNBC's Disruptors Top 50 list was cryptocurrency company Ripple. So Ripple has made the top 50 disruptors on CNBC's, I guess it's like a panel of which are the top 50 disrupting companies out there, and Ripple was nominated number 38 on that list. So super cool, and really cool to see someone like CNBC even mention a company that is currently going through a lawsuit as well, because they could have easily just said, yeah, you probably do deserve to be in the top 50, but you're currently in a lawsuit, so we're just gonna, ghost you. But no, they mentioned them. And the other thing as well, that news did travel, and that news traveling as well has made major headlines around American TV channels as well. So really cool to see that, and again shows the strength of how much Ripple's worth and what they're trying to do, and their mission and vision on what they're trying to build, and how organizations are looking at them being currently under investigation but not caring about it because it's that good. Let's jump into Atani. Let's check out some of the charts on Atani, some of the indicators and what they're telling us today. All right, so we're inside Atani now, and we'll have a look at the chart. So this is on the daily chart. So what's really interesting compared to yesterday's chart is that the blue line and the orange line are starting to come very close together. So they're about as close as they've been for quite some time on the daily. We knew yesterday that obviously on the hourly and the 4 hours and all that, we were starting to, there's still quite a gap on the daily. But the RSI also as well, it's starting to trend back up. Bollinger Bands, we're starting to trend, towards the middle. So it's looking good from that point of view. But let's have a look at the hourly and the 4 hourly. Let's see what they're telling us. Well, on the hourly, it looks like we're about to cross over again. So the blue and the orange are about to cross over for a bullish segment. So that is exciting. But let's have a look, maybe say 2 hours, and let's have a look at what's going on there. On the 2 hour, they've sort of come together, but it looks like the blue will start to rise again. So we could be heading for more bullish volume, of course, at the time of making this as well. On the 4 hourly, it's bullish, so that they are quite spread apart. And the RSI as well is right in the middle. So it's not overbought or oversold. So it's staying right in the middle. When we move across to, say, a 12-hour chart, what is that telling us? Well, on the 12 hours, it's starting to trend. So they're starting to push. And when the blue overtakes the orange, it means that we are beginning an uptrend. So from the first couple of charts, like the hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, they're starting to tell us that it is bullish. On the 12 hour, we're now starting to see this come across. But really, the big one that we're waiting for is on the daily. When on the daily, we move to a bullish segment, I think we will see some major price action. Now, when I say major price action, we'll probably end up somewhere around here, about 120. And then 120, then we will most likely retest from there and come back down to $1 before we push forward and continue our rise towards $2 and beyond. So really exciting to watch the Atani indicators and what's going on there and how it all works. And so really cool to see this. And then from here, we sort of now need, we can make some adjustments to our strategy. If you're a day trader, check it out. It's really cool. And I do have a video on how you can set up all these indicators. And for me, it's important to give you this sort of feedback, because then you can look at this and make your own assumptions as well. So you got me, you got a couple of other news, you got the websites and all that. Plus you get your own indicators and you start to get a better picture of what it could look like. And I have had some feedback from some of you that are really enjoying having these indicators on, so you can follow along and sort of see the patterns that are forming. So let's jump into some drawings. Let's see what they tell us. All right, so there are a couple of scenarios at play here. And the first one is that based on what we saw inside Atani from a volume point of view, and the fact that the daily is starting to it will soon come into a bullish sense, instead of 120, we could see ourselves go all the way to 147 and then retrace and then push forward. So 120 might be a little bit weak compared to some of the volume that is starting to come up. The other scenario, though, is that we could see one more time a little bit lower, and I want to bring that up because the real true massive support is around that 55 cents, and there's been a lot of you that have in the comments have been mentioning that are we going to go back down all the way to 55 cents? I think right now, as someone who is holding, I think selling where we are right now to hope that we get 55 cents of XRP could be a big mistake, because it could be a trap and it could bounce 140, 120 and then up into $2 and beyond. So be mindful of that, because for the sake of saving 40 cents, you could end up buying it at $2. So just be mindful. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I understand the opportunity. I understand that some of you guys have figured out your risk to reward ratio and want to take that opportunity. I personally will not be. I'll just simply be holding because, again, from what I'm expecting here, I do expect 120 will be an important support to break. Once that breaks, then really 140 is the last one, and then from there it will slingshot. So just be mindful of that. So I do see this happening. So I can potentially see us touching again 170, 175, maybe even touch slightly 168 one last time, then go forward into the 140s, touch down 120, touch 140 again, trade sideways for a bit, and then push $2 and beyond. So this scenario is a scenario that I can get behind, and it does make sense. The argument that we're going to 50 cents, that's very dangerous, very dangerous to think that we could. So if you're new to XRP and you've just heard about it and you've come on the channel, first of all, welcome, and do your own research, read the white paper, understand what's going on, really do some research before you get into it. But it's a great opportunity right now. Over the next 24 hours, you could see one more time 70 cents and then push up. But apart from that, look, we are still on trend, still moving forward, still pushing for that $3.30 right around the corner. Super exciting because, the news is ramping up for XRP, and I don't think that is a coincidence. And also all these dates that are going to be lining up. And I think June, we're going to have one update after another. So if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you also very much for the love, passion that you show the channel, and look forward to see you on the next one.